iOS 12 was a unique update meant to boost performance and bring consistency to your device. And here we are now, a full 1 month after it was originally released. Has it done what it set out to do? Hey, how's it going? I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and today we're taking another look at iOS 12. Was it worth updating? The short answer is yes. iOS 12 was worth updating to. It's faster than 11 and feels more fluid. Not to mention, it's had little to no bugs, except for on the iPhone XS, but most of those have already been fixed in iOS 12.0.1. New features may have been a little bit scarce with iOS 12, but that didn't stop people from jumping on board quickly. Over 50% of iPhone users have already updated, which I believe is about double the adoption rate last year. That speaks volumes, at least to me, about what consumers value. Not useless UI changes, but actual steps in making their phone better to use, unlike a certain update that was released last year. iOS 12 is also reaching more people than ever before, with the largest amount of supported devices Apple's ever had. From the iPhone 5S to the XS Max, iOS 12 has got you covered. It's actually pretty insane that somebody who bought the iPhone 5S on its release day back in 2013 could still be using that phone to this day with just as much support as they had 5 years ago. This is certainly better than how Android has fared, with about 20% running Android 8. Android 8, which isn't even the newest version. Android 9 was released back in August. That's abysmal, and Android manufacturers should be ashamed of themselves, quite frankly. Even if you have a phone directly from Google so you can get the updates right away, their own phone from 2015, the Nexus 6P, isn't even updatable to Android 9. The 6P is only a 3-year-old phone. It's mind-boggling to me that people don't seem to care about this, but to each their own, I suppose. Anyways, I've been using iOS 12 consistently since I got my iPhone XS, minus a week where I used the 4S, but that's kind of a long story. And I have some thoughts about iOS 12. And the big one is that this is what iOS 11 should have been. There's certainly a debate about whether or not you should be giving praise to a version of software that should have come out the year before, but regardless, I'm going to do it. iOS 12 just works. I've had little to no problems, and I've never had an iPhone that's felt this fast. Even my iPhone 10 last year, which I loved, still felt buggy, and I wasn't super happy with it until iOS 11.2. At that point, they'd kind of figured things out, and it felt a lot more stable. Screen time is actually pretty helpful, and it's nice to see how much time I've been wasting away, and what I've been doing with that time. Group notifications are amazingly convenient, and I don't know how I've ever lived without them. And most importantly, memojis are just glorious and unbelievably unnecessary. Again, there weren't a lot of new features to iOS 12, those are just some of the ones that kind of stood out to me. What really matters is performance, and on every single iPhone I've updated, being the iPhone 5S, 6, 6S, I have a lot of iPhones, 7, they all have felt faster on iOS 12 than they did on 11. Could part of that be placebo? Potentially, but Apple actually showed at WWDC how they were optimizing things to make your phone feel faster, and it does. This is probably the best update we've seen since at least iOS 10, and probably more like since iOS 7 or 6. If you can argue 7 was a good update, because while it brought a lot, it was also extremely buggy at first. So more like probably iOS 6, and that's saying a lot. Now that could be admittedly heavily debatable, and we're only 1 month into iOS 12, but so far I really like what I'm seeing, and I really hope that Apple keeps this up in the coming years. iOS 13 supposedly could be a redesign, and that's fine with me if it is, but please, Apple, make sure that it works. If you have to delay it, delay it. I know you wouldn't, but just make sure performance is the focus of your update. It always should be. If you're going to support an iPhone for 5 years, you should make it so that iPhone isn't unusable in any of those years. And you've finally done this with iOS 12, and I'm just very happy about that. Anyhow, there's not a lot to say here. If you haven't updated to iOS 12, do it. There's really no reason not to, especially if you're still on iOS 11. 12 is faster, more stable, more consistent, and feels like the experience you would expect from an iPhone, especially considering how expensive they are nowadays. And that's where I'm going to end this video today. A short one, I know, but hopefully my point got across. iOS 12 was definitely worth updating to, and I'm looking forward to 12.1. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, maybe hit that like button and consider subscribing for more content just like this. You can follow me over on Twitter or Instagram, or maybe both. Direct links below. And with that all being said, I'm Josh from 91 Tech, and I will see you all next time.